Sup gamers, and welcome to week 3 of the Steadfast Stewards update, the weekly update where they're rolling out new hero paths among other changes to spice up the game. So this week they're working on Runaway Wanderer in preparation for the full Runaway rework, reworking the Occultist Ritualist path, which was pretty unpopular, memories, and adding in-game speed options. Pretty cool. All right. Runaway's kit has been adjusted to provide her with some previously lacking options for stealth synergy. That's pretty cool. Right now, Grave Robber is really the only one with stealth synergy. Res piercing and general improvements to utility skills. A few skills received any extensive revisions. Most received refinements in power or identity, particularly in regards to her activities in the front ranks. Backdraft has increased the cooldown. Backdraft now, once again, is affected by strength, crit, just flat damage from trinkets, among other things. So that's good. For those of you who were around in the OP Backdraft days, this is how it worked. You got a big crit token, you got completely juiced, and then you nuke people. Backdraft now has crit. The damage calculation has increased to 75%. Regular Backdraft now removes all burn from the front monster when it's unmastered. So it's similar to Cause of Death, except obviously it's targeting a different monster from the burn. And the Backdraft Plus is the same as Backdraft damage-wise. It goes from 100 to 75. And this now gives you... keeps the burn on the front enemy. So with the new... burn options available with the new Plague Doctor. I've already thought Backdraft might have a place in the game, and now that they are making it affected by damage, you can now start running damage Runaway. So we'll see how that works. They also increased the cooldown, probably because it's going to be stronger. But again, Backdraft's like not really something you spam. Of course, you're probably... I mean, it depends, but you're probably really going to want to upgrade it before you use it. Has been adjusted. Yep. Now this is obnoxious. Cauterize launch rank. Launch ranks have changed from 234 to 123. So no more rank 4 Cauterize, which is obscene. I assume in one of the paths they'll have it available in rank 4. Hopefully. Because Monka... especially with, like Cause of Death moving Alchemist into 3. We have a lot of rank 3 heroes and not a lot of rank 4 heroes. So this is a little bit scary. But obviously it does provide a lot more value. You're getting a lot more value. Similar to how that when they made Chaplain front row. You're getting a lot of value out of front row Runaway. Obviously you never really run Runaway in rank 1. But... if you get pushed there, you're annoyed, and now you're not annoyed anymore. No longer requires the target have bleed, but it only do the big heal if it has bleed. Otherwise, it'll heal for 1 point, and then heal for 5%. So now we just have a flat heal. You're not going to use this if the target doesn't have bleed. So, I don't know. I don't know how that feels. I guess it can... in the dev note, they talk about being able to heal for 1, get you off death's door, so I guess that's value. Controlled burn is a ranged skill. The initial burn has been reduced. Controlled burn plus gives guard. Burn values are not compatible with buff debuff effects. Influence dot values such as physician's cause of death. Interesting. Dragonfly has extra burn res when stealthed. Firefly now applies combo burn effect to the monster in front. All right, so this is now a guaranteed burn. It's actually somewhat interesting to setting up. Well, you're still going to want to Firefly the enemy, but very interesting. So now it's guaranteed. You know where you're going 100%. It does, well, I guess you can't go rank 1. Alright, Firefly has extra burn res piercing when stealthed. So I'm still not going to stealth like as a play. But this bumps up the value of run and hide. This bumps up the value of the stealth trinkets. So that's good. Firestarter is buffed. Firefly Plus grants the runaway burn duration. Pretty interesting. And they increase the use limit. Will I ever use this? Honestly, with like Backdraft, there could be value to this. Fire starting one of your allies and getting a little burn gaming going. Especially now that it's 3 burn. That's actually kind of respectable. Alright, the Hearthlight nerf. Hearthlight no longer ignores dodge, but it always will remove stealth. So it doesn't remove dodge. It's not... You can't like spam it at creature ends to remove dodge. Or you can, but it doesn't ignore dodge. Okay, because it applies a debuff now. Hearthlight applies a burn res debuff. Interesting. Now applies combo on crit. So it will use crit tokens now, but the crit tokens are actually good. So you can AoE combo token, although, again, you will not ignore dodge. And they got rid of this chance. And then it gives burn res piercing to all their heroes. So this kind of works with if you're trying to run a burn comp, with Crusader, Plague Doctor, you spam Hearthlight, and you pierce. I assume this is a 3-turn buff. Permanent. If it's permanent, that's probably not a thing. I just assume. Ransack Plus. Apply their combo burn effect to the front. Yeah. Burn res when stealthed. Alright, Searing Strike has been adjusted. More damage, poggers. More top-end damage. 49 is actually respectable. Gives flat burn versus combo. They reduce the burn on Searing Strike Plus. So it's a 5 with combo, otherwise it's 2. But it does do decent damage, 4 to 9. So you can drop a 9-piece and a 5x3. Not bad. Of course you need combo, obviously, but whatever. The smokescreen nerf. The long-awaited smokescreen nerf. Didn't actually get nerfed that much. Smokescreen plus cooldown has increased from 1 to 2, and it has also gotten a buff with the crit rate. So, now notably, they did not increase the cooldown for the -1. So you're incentivized a little bit more to keep smokescreen minus. Just get 1 blind whenever you need it. And of course, smokescreen plus is still OP. You just can't randomly spam it for no reason. They also gave it a little bit of crit to make up for it. So I'm glad they didn't Omega nerf this into the ground. Smokescreen is still smokescreen. Updated Occultist. On Wanderer, blah, blah, blah. Ignore the combo effect. The Occultist already has stealth. That's actually really, really good. So if you already have stealth, then you don't waste a combo token. Alright, so Ritualist. People hated Ritualist. So let's see what changes they made to this. Abyssal Artillery no longer has a chance to apply combo when unmastered. Abyssal Artillery now applies blind. Honestly, kind of cringe. I really don't want to spend unchecked power token to apply blind, even AoE. Spend 2 unchecked powers to blinding gas. There's a lot of vision on the speed token on crit, but ultimately we felt that more people were against it than for it. So moved to a version that allowed a powerful debuff token at a cost. Unchecked powers passive debuff piercing. True. I guess someone just damage. Sure. Alright, they want to differentiate from Wanderer. Malediction no longer inherently pierces debuff res. 3 rounds. Alright, 30% blocks to 15. Alright, so you can get plus now. The piercing on the skill took away from Rich's core capacity of being able to pierce res via the unchecked power tokens. We're likely returning all unchecked power skills to the original design of having the same cost when unmastered, but it reduced power. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, I didn't really like the 3 cost. It's just too hard to get unchecked power. Stack Stab now buffs the Ritualist speed by 3 for 3 turns when killing a target. Cool. So you can stab and then Omega speed. And you can still humiliate corpses. Vuln Hex. Alright, so they re-increased the Vuln Hex. It was really annoying, only getting 1 Vuln. You no longer clear block, which kind of sucks. But obviously your primary use for Vuln Hex is to get through dodge and apply a Vuln. You're annoyed if someone has Omega block, but that's fine. It now applies a debuff. If the target dies, the Occultist receive unchecked power. So you spam Vuln Hex, and then you just get a free unchecked power when they die. Pretty poggy-woggy. Weeding Curse now applies a 1-turn version of the Master Version debuff. Granting the Occultist unchecked power if the target attacks. And then the crit on Weakening Power plus is plus. So yeah, basically they want more access to unchecked power. So you have to think, obviously, when using Weakening Curse, you got to be like, yeah. You have to know they're going to freaking attack. So that's interesting. Just the biggest problem with Occultist is just the mastery cost for him. So making the unmastered skills a little bit stronger helps with that. They reduced Noxious Blast. Weak. Apparently, Physician's too OP. So that's fine, to be honest. Heroes no longer get rerolled if they have a memory slot available, even if it's empty. Added the ability to reroll memories. Alright, so they removed a second chance, replaced Death Blow Res with on entering Death's Door, heal 10. Ooh. So you get 1 Omega heal. Not Omega heal, but you get 1 heal when you get smacked to Death's Door. That's pretty pog. Place Struggling Heal with Resolute Chance. Meh. These are, well, this one was good, but these ones were not often used. Positive banter with healing given from skills. That's that's fucking juicy. Replace combat start -1 stress with debuff res piercing. Okay. Ooh, max HP buff now lasts until the end of the expedition. Cool. So you can really spam fresh bread. Gain when dodging -1 stress. Oh yeah. Alright, these are pretty fun. Alright, +1 regen dealt. That's pretty niche. Blah, 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 ordainment. Ooh. Aw, shit. Of course, they're soon going to be removing Arsonist piercing. But, aw, yeah, we can now humiliate the librarian. Just need to spam some burn piercing. Lifesteal now has a cooldown. Thank fuck. Fuck you, collector. Shambler Trinkets updated. Take a look at some of the Shambler Trinkets and the Occultist Trinkets. Fixed death occasionally spawning in catacomb repair fights. Is that a thing? That sounds not fun. Replaced 100% damage. Alright, so they get flat damage per scene token. Okay, interesting. So that makes weak better. Fixed a lot of issues. Alright. And so they've added... we're going to test out the speed, by the way. So keep tuned to the end of the video. Alright. Retreating in Confessions has been updated. Reduced loathing. I don't really care about retreating in Confessions. Game speed?
The crossroads. A beacon for the
so
broken and the battered.
Options are in here. Game options, fast combat, fast driving. Health labels in combat, that's an option now. I don't remember. All right, so this now has upgraded cooldown. Oh, that's still Arsonist. All right, so yeah, this can't be used in rank 4 now. Okay, that's a thing. Controlled burn. We're only going to be running the valley just to test
Nothing remains.
test whatever.
Save a burning will to survive.
Surgeon Omegal. So yeah, who am I even running in rank 4 now?
To know the abyss, one must embrace it.
This is an actual ritual build, by the way, because I haven't run, if you've noticed.
Beneath bloodlust
Robber
and
still exists.
fury, there is emptiness and shame. Pride, more devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
Like I said, we're just testing to see what the extra speed looks like. They said cutscenes are not faster, right?
This was a beautiful place once.
Okay, so it's faster, but it's not insane like the mods are.
Comforts are exhausted. Ahead, only trial.
All right, yeah, I can play that. That's the reason I don't play those, by the way. It really moves.
The bulwark of
It really
the
fucks up the
Nile
atmosphere.
is giving way.
Okay, that's actually pretty crisp. Pretty crisp. Yeah, that's pretty crisp compared to the
Incremental,
mods I've seen.
but deadly all the same.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, we probably play this way. All right, that's a time save.
Messy.
I like it. Pretty smooth
but
so far.
effective. Are you shaken? There is so much.
Yeah, I'll probably
worse
play
in
that rather
store.
than any sort of mods. All right. Pog. Poggy Woggy. All right, gamers. Well, I guess I will check out the Crossroads.
heart
Or not the
does
Crossroads, but
for the weary body.
the thing.
Even more, perhaps, for the restless soul.
New memories. Oh, wait. No, we still get to keep our
Knowledge
memories, right?
And experience. Twin yardsticks of progress.
Because we can re-roll memories, right? Is what it said.
Up
And I also
ahead,
want to look at trinkets.
a light in the limitless expanse.
Shambler trinkets. Shambler trinkets. Where are Shambler trinkets? All right, so Scalded Skull. One burn when targets comboed. Add positive token when self-burn. Random ally on turn start. One burn chance when... Yep, that's good. Range skills apply on hit. Add a negative token. Pog. Plus 1 damage per negative token on target. Also Pog. Plus 2% crit per stress. It's pretty cringe. Honestly, that's pretty cringe in my opinion. Instead of damage. Alright, where the fuck are the Shamblers? Alright. Alright, so that's still the same. Didn't they say they reworked these? Plus move resist. Okay. Plus 10% damage per stress. Ooh, that's flat. Okay. So they reworked a couple of them. Memories.
Memory is the hearth that warms the mind.
Alright, so we can reroll any that we want. Ooh, regen dealt? Oh yeah, he's getting fucking juiced.
A memory of pleasure.
All right,
and
cool.
A moment of pain.
I like it. I like it. Good changes. Approved. Randy approved. We'll obviously have to see what happens when the Runaway comes home. Thank you and goodbye. Good night. Goodbye. Bye.